affected it. I think it's really going to help it in the long run. So,
just a
questions? I think there's more.
Quick question. Had you approached the business owner that is 1 block north and 1 block west? I guess there's a business center there. Actually, the reason I was bringing that up is because that particular building was given to her by her mom, and the girl who owns it just kind of likes to travel. She's a friend of mine. But at one time, that was a kind of a thriving little, there was an art gallery, there was a coffee shop in there. Just wondering if you actually had a chance to approach them, because that's kind of a neat space if it's worked on.
Sounds great. I'd love to hear more about it. We approached all the businesses. We did flyers. We invited them to all the visioning processes. We've been worked with them to try to get them involved with the Facebook page. We're trying to get a business association going. Like I said, we're doing what we can, but businesses eventually have to say, yeah, this is really. I think once we see some more investment, some public investment, I think that's going to really signal to businesses that, hey, there really is some improvement coming here. There really is some investment. And now we can start to maybe get on board even more. That's what we're hoping. So, yes.
So if anybody uses San Mateo or Louisiana, I encourage you to use San Pedro. It's a much nicer trip north and south. And I do it regularly. We've known each other for a while. I see new signs on some of the shopping centers. And of course, we advocated on your behalf that the slower traffic, safer traffic was going to encourage business. Are there any outcomes that you can point to?
I think we're still in the early stages. This has only been in place for a year, so we've got to give it time. This is going to have to develop, as I said, kind of organically. We are seeing, we got a new Vietnamese restaurant that's going to open up called Le Bistro. Maybe they'll come here and present. We've got, I think, some sort of interest in some of the other shops along San Pedro. Obviously we know that some other parts of our neighborhood are starting to kind of come around. We've got a Quarter Celtic brewery opening up nearby and other places like that. So, we've got some sparks of interest, but I think it's going to take time. And, a person in my position, I'd like it to be done tomorrow, but, it's just going to have to be patient and sort of let it develop on its own.
So I'm part of the University Heights Association,
Yeah.
which is also known as the student ghetto, and our neighborhood might have a slightly different demographic than yours.
Yep.
But one thing that we've noticed that really helps with turnout on our events is free beer. If we give away free beer that's either homebrewed or microbrewed,
Wow.
we'll have 200, 250 people as opposed to the normal events that have about 15. So you might consider that.
So free beer with the food trucks?
Yeah, that's what we did.
That's a cool idea. I love that idea. And I love the Bricklight District in the University Heights area. That's one of my favorite walkable districts in Albuquerque. That's a great place.
Well, maybe one or two more quick questions.
I'm just wondering, have you talked to other neighborhood associations? I think it's awesome. I've lived here my whole life, and Albuquerque's never been a neighborhood-driven community. It's like Northeast Heights,
Right.
Nob Hill, Martineztown down here a little differently. But have you talked to other ones about doing this, about what this looks like? Because this is really cool, but really new, especially for the Heights.
What we've talked about is this could be kind of like one of our pushes with the elected officials was this could be kind of a pilot project. Let's do this as a pilot, and then let's see if other neighborhoods can kind of begin to organize and do something around revitalizing their community. So that's definitely been something we've done. And I've talked to other neighborhoods for sure about where this might go for us and where that might lead them as well. And I'd be willing to do that at any time. So let me know.
What kind of potential tie-in can you have with Expo New Mexico? It's not too far from your district. I'm sure there's a lot of event stuff there that can be directed down into your district. Expo
New Mexico, I think, definitely has some potential for some partnership there. We tried to kind of bring them on board a little bit with this project, and I don't know that it ever quite, got to a place where we were really directly relating around it. We certainly advertise their events if we can on our Facebook page and sort of promote what's going on there. Another big sort of idea here in Albuquerque is sort of reopening the fairgrounds to some degree to the public and not having it kind of walled off. As you guys know, right now it's completely walled off And those of us who are to the northwest of it, where we are, kind of feel like it's like this fortress that's, can't penetrate, So there's an idea out there, if you guys want to check it out, called Central Park, New Mexico, that I'm in favor of. I would love to see the fairgrounds sort of open itself up to maybe be more accessible to the public, especially with art coming. It's going to be right there, a quick walk to the fairgrounds. Maybe even inviting some developers to come in and develop around the perimeter of the fairgrounds would be a good thing. I think that's a piece of our land here in New Mexico that really is way underutilized. So I think that would help our area as well. So.
Awesome. I think, let's see. So there are 2 last questions that we ask all our presenters. Which one would you like first?
I don't know.
First of all, red or green?
Green.
We're trying to do like a longitudinal study on red or green of
Definitively
presenters.
green.
Exactly. Fantastic. And how can we as a community help you continue to make this happen for Mile High District?
Well, I think just please spread the word. If you know of people that, business-minded folks or developers or that kind of thing that might be interested, might be kind of leaning this direction, talk to them about this potential and what might be there. Help us. Go to our Facebook page, like us, and help us spread the word about what's going on. And I think just promote this concept of walkability and bikeability in your neighborhoods. Just continue to push that for Albuquerque. We can have a higher quality of life here. And all of you guys here from the startup sort of group, hopefully you guys can kind of embrace this idea in the future, because I think, obviously we need to do better by you all, because we need to help our kids more here in New Mexico. We just had a report about that today in the paper. And but we can also do some things about our quality of life here that will just totally help us improve and become a better place to live. So please do that.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you. I don't want to do this again. I actually, let's see, I'll transfer over here. So we want to thank Patrick. If you would like to be a presenter, how many people have businesses that have not presented here at 1 Million Cups? All right, so all sorts of potential clients. We love it. Let's talk afterwards. It's a relatively easy process. You simply go to 1mcabq.com. Almost as easy as to come talk to Steve, Steve, or Nick here today, or Charles, about presenting. It's relatively straightforward. We'll kind of set you up and kind of talk through what kinds of things we need to do in order to sort of shape your presentation and make it as effective as possible. So we'd love to see more presenters. In fact, if I got out of the way, you could see. You can be your presenter. Yes, I knew exactly what to do, but good times. So, and we'll help coach you. We'll help make things happen. And also, we're relatively connected, so we might be able to help you with some social media and some other stuff as well. Speaking of social media events and other kinds of things, I failed to write down a bunch of different events that are happening, but it is Entrepreneurial Wednesday. There's always a lot of stuff that's going on in our neighborhood on Wednesdays. That always includes entrepreneurial office hours, which take place from 3 to 5 p.m. across the street at Epicenter. And if you were on our Meetup page or Twitter or Facebook, you would have seen a list of events that are taking place on Meetup. So a lot of us are involved with Meetup. So all of those different events, you can go to the Meetup page for 1 Million Cups, and you can find out more information. We have a couple of special brief presentations. Ron, if you wouldn't mind joining us up here, please. And also, we'll hear a little bit from some activities at West in a second. Oh, my heavens.
Who drives an SUV? One there. That's a sedan. I heard one down here. Right here. Regular car. Who wants something for the regular car? Right there, sir. Oh, that's a terrible throw. And regular car, right here. This little guy here. Okay. So for those of you guys who don't know me and gals who don't know me, my name is Ron Patel. I'm the president of Albuquerque Soul FC. 3 years ago, we started a semi-professional soccer team here in Albuquerque based off of my passion, my number one passion in life, which is soccer. We've presented a couple times here at 1 Million Cups. I'm here to tell you we've grown. Things are going really, really well. We're ready to make the push to become a professional soccer team and bring the first ever professional team to Albuquerque. We're trying to do it. Thank you. We're not there yet, though. We're not there yet, okay? That's why I'm up here. We're aiming to do this by 2018. And I'm very skillful with my hands, as you can see. And as part of this, we have got the opportunity to play 2 games these next 2 Saturdays at UNM Soccer Stadium. So what does that mean, okay? So we've been playing our games at St. Pius High School on the west side. St. Pius is a great school. They've got a great soccer field, but it's not a stadium. So we look at this, to use entrepreneurial terms, this is our proof of concept. If we can show Albuquerque, if we can show the county, the state, that people will show up to see soccer in a real environment on the east side in a real stadium, we're going to be able to get hopefully help from our friends in the city, county, and state in getting a stadium built and getting better soccer facilities here in town. So we made a little investment, as we call it in the entrepreneurial world, in a TV commercial that's been airing during the Copa America, the tournament that the U.S. unfortunately just got knocked out of last night, and the European Championships also. So this has been airing a couple hundred times over the last week, this week, and next week for our next 2 games. So Maestro. So as I said, the time is now, okay? If you love this city, if you love New Mexico, you love sports, you love our community, we are here to grow our community too. We're not just soccer guys. Been an entrepreneur for 10 years, guys. I love this community. I love Fat Pipe. I love the whole Innovation District. This team has been my baby from day one. We're ready to take it to the next level, but I need all of you to help. Albuquerque Soul FC is on Facebook. It's on Twitter. It's on Instagram and Snapchat. I don't understand that stuff, but I know you guys do. We're on all those social platforms. Please help us by sharing the good word. Tickets are only $10, and they're $5 for kids. Question, sir?
I noticed this is not on your homepage for Albuquerque Soul.
And that's a great point, and it needs to be. I know I ought to get updated today. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, all about growing community today. Speaking of community, can we hear a little bit? West has got all sorts of great programs. Come on over, quick announcement.
Hi, I'm Michelle from West, and I just wanted to let you guys know that we're having a marketing class next week. If you have a business and you're struggling with what marketing channels will work for your business, we've got a class on June 28th from 11 to 1, and it will help you develop a preliminary action plan for your business, and it'll go through all of the social media channels and which ones would be right for your business and which ones would not. We are also, we have other training classes. You can visit our website at www.west.org. We are also a business incubator. If you have a business and you are looking for space, you can see me after this or pick up one of the flyers here on the front desk. Thank you.
And thank you. And now I will hand off to one of our other organizers, Mr. Nick Lehman.
All right, so how many are entrepreneurs? Yep. So this next presentation, probably, the Iron Mike Tyson had the quote saying that everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. And so our next guest solves that remedy with mouth guards, with damage control mouth guards. So Delano, he's going to come up and share a little bit about his journey and the pretty cool designs. When I was a kid, it was just a clear plastic thing that we had to bite down on and wasn't cool, so he's bringing the cool factor. So, all yours.
Hello, everybody. My name is Delano Romero, and I am the owner of Control Mouth Guards. And I was pretty excited to attend this event yesterday, and then my excitement turned into horror when Nick asked if I would present. So. That's all right. I threw together something. I'll try to be brief, and I'll give you just an overview of the story of our company, how we came about, where we are at today as a company, and our goals and challenges that we currently face. So again, the company is Damage Control Mouth Guards. We manufacture boil and bite mouth guards, and what boil and bite mouth guards are mouth guards that you drop in hot water for 35 seconds, place them in your mouth, you bite down and suck to form the mouth guard. You can find these at any sporting goods stores. And then we also make custom fit mouth guards. And these mouth guards are mouth guards that dentists were typically responsible to make. What we do in that process is we take an impression of your teeth, and then through a thermoforming process, we heat up plastic, and with high pressure, we form the plastic around the molds or the positive models of your teeth. And we make them different thicknesses according to whatever sport you play. So the story, it all started with 2 fractured teeth. I'm currently a practitioner in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and so when I first started, I went to the store, bought all the proper equipment, my ear protectors, and I was told by my wife I probably need a mouth guard, so I went and bought the cheapest mouth guard. It was a Shock Doctor, bought it for $10. You know, and that's the thing about mouth guards is that, you know, for those of you who have worn them in sports, there's never an assumption that, you know, I hope this mouth guard fits better than my last mouth guard. The assumption is just, I hope my mouth guard doesn't suck as much as my previous mouth guard, because the problem with mouth guards is they're big, they're bulky, and due to gravity, they fall down. Due to body movement during your sport, they fall down, they obstruct your breathing, and you know, some people have sensitive gag reflexes. And so that's the issue. And so when I joined Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, more often than not, because of the distraction it was, I would just put it aside and start. And for those who don't know, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, it's a grappling martial art. It's not a contact martial art. So how bad could it be? What's the worst that can happen? Well, one day when I was grappling with my partner, his chin collided with his head collided with my chin, and I fractured both my front teeth. And so I went to my dentist, who is my wife, and I had to explain to her why I wasn't wearing a mouth guard that day. So I told her it was big, bulky, and, you know, I didn't think this would be that dangerous of a sport. So what she did is she took an impression of my teeth. She sent the molds. They poured the molds after the impression. She sent it to her lab and had a custom mouth guard made for me. And when I sat in her chair, she put it in, it snapped in, and it was just the most amazing thing. I didn't even know about custom mouth guards until that day. But I could breathe with it, I could talk with it, I could drink water with it. And it was a huge game changer, and so I started, you know, pretty much wouldn't shut up about it. I started telling my gym members about it, and also my gym I was attending at the time did Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and MMA, which for many of you know is a popular sport here in Albuquerque. So people started asking me, well, how much does your wife charge for these mouth guards? We want one, and so I went to my wife, and I think her price point was somewhere around $300 to $500, which is about the average price that dentists charge for custom mouth guards. So, of course, it was out of most of their price range, and so I started wondering, well, how could, I make these mouth guards? So I started rummaging through my wife's lab, and I saw that she had a machine to do it. I started poking her brain, her dental assistant's brains, her hygienist brains, and then I went to seminars and learned how to fabricate custom mouth guards. And since I did appeal to the MMA demographic, the MMA demographic is the one, in my opinion, it might have been boxing, I don't know for sure, but have made the specialty designs on the mouth guards popular. So I started getting questions. Hey, can you put fangs on my mouth guard, like Andrei Arlovski? Can you put, my nickname? And I didn't know how to do it at the time, so I learned and eventually kind of figured it out, and so that's what we started doing. And so we've done mouth guards for notable clients like John Jones, Carlos Condit, Holly Holm, John Dotson, BJ Penn, Clay Guida, Cub Swanson, the list goes on. So when we started the business, you had to come into my wife's practice to take the impression, and then we'd fabricate the mouth guard. But then we created this self-impression kit system, which allows us to sell it online. And what you do is you get the kit, And we refer you to a video, we have instructions, and it's this process that shows you how to take a self-impression of your teeth. We give you 2 systems, so you have 2 tries, and then you ship it back to us with a prepaid box, and then we fabricate the mouth guard any way you want it. Depending on your design, the cost varies. And so now, so what started happening is we started making these custom mouth guards with these popular designs, and then people would call us up and say, hey, for example, we made Carlos Condit's mouth guard, and after his victories, he would smile at the camera. And so people started saying, hey, do you guys make the Zia mouth guard? And we're like, yes, we do. And they're like, well, how much is it? And so, I was telling them the price point at, $120 for the Zia mouth guard. And then, of course, if you're not in MMA or combat sports, there's this huge education gap of why a $100 mouth guard is better than a $2 mouth guard you can buy at Walmart. Custom mouth guards, they offer the best shock absorption, the best protection. They'll last you 5 to 6 years, but in other sports, I find a really hard time meeting that education gap when it comes to combat sports like boxing and MMA, where these guys are getting punched and kicked in the face intentionally. You don't really have to educate them. They know the value of a very protective mouth guard. So people started asking, and I was a purist. I was only going to sell the best. I was never going to sell boil and bite mouth guards because they fit horribly. And so long story short, my wife and I didn't know how to make these mouth guards or how thick to make them. So I did the NMSBA program, which teamed us up with the chemist at Sandio Labs, and we wanted to determine what the best shock absorbing material is, and then also how thick a mouth guard should be. And so that's what we did. We found out what the most shock absorbing material is. I contacted the guy who manufactured it. I asked if he could supply that to me, and it turned out that he sold boil and bite mouth guards. And since we were getting more and more demand for boil and bite mouth guards with particular designs, we started buying those from him, started putting designs on, and these mouth guards, we have 3 things that need to be met at damage control mouth guards. We have, it has to be stylish, and it has to fit great, and it has to protect you. So all these boil and bite mouth guards that we currently have meet those standards. They actually lock really good in your mouth. They offer the best shock absorbing material in the market today, and we also have cool designs on them. So these are the 3 items that we currently sell. We have a boil and bite for $19.99, $29.99, and then our customs range, depending on the designs you want on them, from $99 to $199. So the MMA demographic was the initial demographic that we targeted because we're in Albuquerque. We have a lot of big fighters here. And so now what we're trying to do is we revamped our website. Our website was very MMA centric. And so then I started having a lot of people calling me up and say, well, do you sell basketball mouth guards? Do you sell football mouth guards? So we revamped our website to say, we sell all these types of mouth guards. And the cool thing is, you have people like LeBron James wearing these little designs on the mouth guards, so that's kind of promising to push what we're doing into other sports. However, the challenges has been, it was very easy to penetrate the MMA market because where we're at in Albuquerque and, the people around us. But I'm finding it, I'm having a difficult time penetrating other markets. We made some pretty good headway with the roller derby market. We made some pretty good headway with the wrestling. Are you roller derby? First, okay, awesome. And we made headway with the wrestling demographic, and now we're trying to penetrate the boxing. But our goals are to do basketball, football, and all other sports, because after all, the mouth guards are all sports mouth guards. So, with that said, do I open it up for questions? Okay. Yes.
What ages are you able to customize for? So, like, getting like 10, 11-year-olds, like, you do football, you have one
So the question was, what age group do we make mouth guards for younger age groups to make it possible to? Am I getting feedback here? To make it possible to reach out to these little leagues and whatnot. So the answer is yes. In our boil and bite mouth guards, we do have junior sizes, which are for ages 10 and under, and we do also make it for custom mouth guards. Of course, they're more expensive. Kids will probably outgrow their custom mouth guard within, a season. So, but you're offering your kid the best protection, so that is the best way to go. However, it's going to be a higher price point. But yes, we do have that and offer that for kids. But it hasn't been that easy just to approach these little leagues to try to, infiltrate or introduce the product. Yes, sir. Well, like for example, Yaffle football we tried to approach, but they have some deal with Delta Dental that gives them these free stock $2 mouth guards that you buy at Walmart. So you have that, and then you also what other issues are? I have a couple of my team members here. So that was the major thing, and then. But you know what? We got to make a bigger effort to start trying to penetrate these markets because we didn't always have boil and bite mouth guards. So that was the goal with the boil and bite mouth guards, is to come at a lower price point to reach out to those individuals. But it's kind of like, my kid is 4 years old, so he's not really involved in organized sports. I don't really know anybody involved in organized sports. I don't know the point of contacts to get to, and things like that.
As a suggestion, it may be possible for a grassroots effort that's led by the parents, and maybe visiting a few of those things and just handing out flyers and samples or something, whatever is appropriate. And if and some of these parents are very industrious in networking and such, and if you had a referral program that gave some kind of benefit, it doesn't have to be cash. It could be cash, but it could be, tickets to movies or something to keep the work going.
Okay. That's a good idea. I'll consider that.
Have you thought about doing team colors? Just do the pre-made, do a kit of 10 or 20 or however big, and do standard team colors might be a better way, because if one team has it, the other team is going to go, oh, we just got these plain clear ones. They've got their team colors on their mouth. They have team colors with fangs or something. The other team's going to immediately want that.
Yes, we have done we don't not only do the team colors, we'll put the team logo and team design and make it really cool. And we've done that for different high schools, different football teams, but there wasn't really any traction that came from that.